The Sega Genesis was my first ever video game console when I was a kid. And it still might be my favorite to this day because for whatever reason, I can't stop buying Sega Genesis systems. I have 5, including this one right here from when I was a kid. So why did I like the Sega Genesis so much? Well, because of the games, of course. So I thought today it'd be fun to play and just talk about the Sega Genesis games I had as a kid, whether they be good, bad, or just kind of in the middle. There's no better place to start than right here at Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This was the pack-in title for my Sega Genesis when I first got it, and therefore it was the first ever video game I ever owned. As a kid, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was just like playing a cartoon, but you could control what the characters do. It was insane to me. I didn't think this was possible. And to this day, I'm still actually kind of amazed at how good this game still looks and how much fun it still is. The sound effects, the music, the fact that Tails is right behind you, that it could be multiplayer so I could play with my brother and sister, that was always an awesome touch. The boss battles are always a lot of fun too, to see what kind of contraptions Dr. Robotnik can come up with. The level variety is awesome. You have nature zones like the first level, you have chemical plant zone as you can see here in the city. You also have Metropolis zone, which is 3 acts and it's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's still fun. You also have my favorite zone, which is Casino Night Zone, which is right here. I know a lot of people have been talking about this game and it's kind of repetitive from what I'm saying about those other people, but I can't stop talking about it, and I don't think I ever will. Moving on from one Sonic game to another, I actually never owned Sonic 3 when I was a kid, so this was the next one I got, and I was not disappointed by it at all. I remember my cousin came over one day for my birthday and brought this over. I didn't even know it existed. I'm like, what is this? I was actually kind of bummed out I couldn't play as Tails anymore, but I had a blast with this game too, and the fact that I could hook up my Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to this and play as Knuckles, who was super cool at the time with a lot of tood, was an awesome bonus as well. Joe and Mac is one of those kinds of games that I don't even know how it came to be in my possession. I don't remember ever really asking for it, but I got it, and I kind of love it. It's an arcade port of Caveman Ninja, but for the Genesis. I believe Super Nintendo had a version as well. So you play as Joe right here. You're just killing a bunch of cavemen because they stole your girl, I guess. You get weapons by breaking eggs and things, and the environments are great. It's ridiculously hard by yourself though, so I would recommend playing it with someone else because then you can revive each other. I swear as a kid I used to beat the first level all the time and get stuck in the second level, but for whatever reason I cannot beat the first level. Get ready for an awesome death montage. Dead right there. Another dead right there. There's another one, right? I'm an angel now, look at me. Oh, dead again, cool. Oh, dead. And guess what, dead? This is NHL 95. Yes, a sports game. I got this game at the perfect time. It was right when I was becoming a huge hockey fan because my beloved Detroit Red Wings were amazing. So of course I had to play with them all the time here. The controls were, and actually still are, pretty responsive. It takes a little bit to get used to the movements and how to shoot and how the goalie plays, but overall it's a lot of fun still to this day. And my Red Wings were very highly rated in this game with a bunch of awesome players like Sergei Fedorov, Steve Yzerman, Nicholas Lidstrom, the list goes on. There's something incredibly satisfying about scoring a goal in this game more than any other of the hockey games. Score! Here's a real fun one by Konami, Tiny Toon Adventures. As you can see, the overworld kind of reminds me of Mario a little bit, but the gameplay kind of more reminds me of Sonic meets Mario a little bit. It's definitely kind of speed focused. You play as Buster Bunny right here, and you're trying to rescue your friends from mind control. As you can see, this game kind of plays like Sonic with a little speed aspect to it. I just tripped over a can, and you can jump on your enemies to kill them. You have little spring jumps you do right here. The carrots kind of act like your rings or coins like in Mario. You collect 100 of them, you get an extra life. This game has somewhat cheap enemy placements, which I don't really dig too much, but it's still fun, it's still a fun game. But right over here, you're kind of encouraged to run really fast, but then you have 4 enemies right there in a row that you just run into because you don't know they're going to be there, which is kind of crappy. I still love this game, but I feel like some aspects of it could have been improved, like some of the controls or even some of the hitboxes. I feel like can be a little bit cheap. Like this right here. I feel like I didn't even touch him, or if I jumped on him, he should be at least dead. Apparently his tail is toxic, and I can't even touch him. But you can see the speed right here, which I think is how you're meant to play it, but I feel like it just doesn't control as well as Sonic does. But it's still a fun game for the Sega Genesis. If you're a fan of Tiny Toon Adventures or Konami platformers, this is the game for you. Might have some flaws, but it's still pretty damn fun. Here is Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis, and of course you have to play the Sega Genesis one if you want blood. But the blood requires a code, which I just entered right there, so the red letters indicate that now you got blood. So you got some really cool fighters here. You got Raiden right there, or Raiden, Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sonya Blade, Sub-Zero, Kano, which I've never actually played with Kano because I didn't really like his character design, and Johnny Cage. But we're going to play with Sub-Zero today. We're going to see if it still holds up. The music's so damn good. If I ever get married, I want this soundtrack played at my wedding. The controls are a little bit stiff to get used to at first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be uppercutting people in no time, and there's nothing more satisfying than uppercutting someone. I feel like I can't say anything about this game that hasn't already been said 1,000 times. I just feel like I would be repeating myself, but when I was capturing the footage for this game, I had a blast and I played for over half an hour. Stupid Kano, get out of here. Haha, you suck, Kano. Flawless victory. Yeah, I probably should not have played this game when I was a kid, but whatever. I think I turned out alright. And our last game of part 1 of this video series will be Double Dragon 5 The Shadow Falls. This is somewhat of a Mortal Kombat clone meets Street Fighter a little bit. This is probably the first stinker on my list. As much as I had fun playing this when I was a kid, it just doesn't hold up at all. The graphics are good and the backgrounds are decent, but the controls suck, they're stiff, they're boring, the characters are all stupid looking. I can't say enough bad things about this game. I will still play it once in a while, just for the nostalgia, but I don't know how I played this for hours on end when I was a kid. You have these stupid little scenes just like in Street Fighter 2. They copied a lot from Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter as well. Your opponent can get dizzy if they get hit too much. Ice Pick's probably the coolest character in the game, but that's probably just because I used to watch the TV show and he used to be cool in that, but I would stay away from this game if I were you guys. That's the end of part 1 of this video series. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, hit that like button please. And if you guys have played any of these games before, or have you owned any of these when you were a kid, or if you played Double Dragon 5 and you actually like it, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you like about it. If you guys like to subscribe, like the video and want to subscribe to see more videos, hit that subscribe button, should be in the top left corner. And as always, have a great day.